Star Trek Section 31 puts even more pressure on Strange New World Season 3. Follow. Like. Thread. 7. Link copied to clipboard. Captain Pike, Spock, and Nurse Chapel in Strange New World Season 3. 1 custom image by Anna Nieves. Star Trek Strange New World Season 3 carries even more pressure following the reception of Star Trek Section 31, with a great deal riding on the highly anticipated next 10 episodes of the USS Enterprise prequel series. Still awaiting an official release date from Paramount+, Star Trek Strange New World Season 3 will premiere sometime in 2025 after a 2-year wait. Production on Strange New World Season 3 was delayed by 7 months by 2023's WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes, but filming was completed in late May 2024. Star Trek Section 31 premiered on January 24th after an unusual journey that saw what was originally planned as a TV series spin-off of Star Trek Discovery converted into the first Star Trek movie made for streaming on Paramount+. Section 31 featured the Star Trek comeback of Academy Award winner Michelle Yeoh as Emperor Philippa Georgiou, and was designed to explore a previously unseen part of Star Trek's 24th century era. However, Star Trek Section 31 didn't set Star Trek fans' hearts ablaze, creating a greater need for Strange New World Season 3 to equal or exceed the hit Season 2 was. Star Trek Section 31's negative response puts even more pressure on Strange New World Season 3. Star Trek Section 31 now ranks as the lowest-rated Star Trek movie ever, according to Rotten Tomatoes, with a 19% Rotten rating and an abysmal 16% audience rating. On the plus side, Star Trek Section 31 is held as the #2 most watched movie on Paramount Plus since its premiere, behind Gladiator 2. Still, this was not the reception Paramount Plus hoped for its first Star Trek streaming movie, starring Oscar winner Michelle Yeoh no less. Section 31 was also not the movie Star Trek fans wished for, with its over-reliance on action and special effects masking a lack of character development, a deeper story, and solid Star Trek connections. Perhaps the most damning opinion of Star Trek Section 31 is that it's a Star Trek movie in name only, thus Michelle Yeoh's action picture doesn't satisfy as Star Trek. This puts the onus on Star Trek Strange New World Season 3 to be the Star Trek of 2025, as it's the only other Star Trek on Paramount Plus project scheduled for this year. This, in turn, cranks up the pressure for Strange New World Season 3 to deliver. Strange New World Season 2 was lovingly received by critics, with a 97% fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and several episodes ranked on the Nielsen Top 10 streaming charts. Strange New Worlds has already established itself as genuine Star Trek. Only Star Trek Picard Season 3, which reunited the cast of Star Trek The Next Generation, was arguably more acclaimed than Strange New World Season 2 among Paramount Plus live-action Star Trek series. Strange New World Season 2 also has a pair of historic calling cards, a comedy crossover with Star Trek, Lower Decks, and Star Trek's first ever musical episode. Considering its prior success, Strange New World Season 3 certainly has a high bar to live up to. What to expect from Star Trek Strange New World Season 3? Star Trek Strange New World Season 3 returns to the formula of creative big swings that made Season 2 a smash. Most of Strange New World Season 2's top visionary directors are back helming Season 3 episodes, including Jonathan Frakes, Valerie Weiss, Maja Vervilo, Jordan Canning, and Chris Fisher. Strange New World Season 3 begins with built-in intrigue, since Strange New World Season 2 ended with a cliffhanger of many Starship Enterprise crew members kidnapped by the Gorn that begs to be resolved. The Star Trek universe continues to expand at warp speed, and with every new entry, the bar for excellence rises. The recently confirmed return of Section 31, the elusive, morally ambiguous intelligence agency of Starfleet, adds yet another layer of intrigue to the growing franchise. Led by Michelle Yeoh's Philippa Georgiou, the long-gestating Section 31 film is finally moving forward, and while that's thrilling news for fans of clandestine Federation politics and high-stakes galactic espionage, it comes with a downside. More pressure than ever on Star Trek Strange New World Season 3. When Strange New Worlds premiered, it reinvigorated the franchise with a refreshing blend of retro-styling, character-driven storytelling, and episodic structure, a callback to classic Trek with a modern twist. It quickly won over skeptics and became the golden child of Paramount's new Trek era. But as other series in the universe, like Picard and Discovery, begin wrapping up or shifting focus, Strange New Worlds now stands at the forefront, expected to carry the torch of Star Trek's legacy. Enter Section 31, a long-teased concept that fans have been anticipating since Michelle Yeoh's character was last seen departing Discovery to answer the call of the Temporal Accords. With Yeoh's Oscar win supercharging the project's momentum, the Section 31 film is no longer a footnote, it's a statement. And that statement is clear: Star Trek is going big on prestige, action, and gravitas. Which brings us back to Strange New Worlds and the increasingly impossible task it faces: how to remain character-focused and narratively accessible while the broader Trek universe escalates into blockbuster territory. The Section 31 film is poised to bring a darker, more ethically complex side of Starfleet into focus. In contrast, Strange New Worlds thrives on idealism. It celebrates exploration, diplomacy, and the messy beauty of humanity trying to be its best. Where Georgiou's world is one of covert missions and shadow wars, Captain Pike's world is about transparency, compassion, and trust. The thematic clash is fascinating, but it also creates a dichotomy the franchise will need to balance carefully. There's also the issue of audience expectations. Viewers now anticipate a certain level of cinematic quality from Trek, thanks to the high production values of Picard Season 3 and the movie-like scale Section 31 promises. While Strange New Worlds has always looked good, it's going to need to rise to the occasion in Season 3 to maintain its stature as Trek's flagship show. That means bolder visuals, deeper arcs, and maybe even some cross-series synergy. Could we see Section 31 rear its head in Strange New Worlds Season 3? It's not unthinkable. One potential link is Layan Noonien Singh, the ship's security chief and descendant of the infamous Khan. Her backstory already brushes up against genetic manipulation and Starfleet's darker history, core themes Section 31 loves to tangle with. Could Season 3 push her further into ethical gray zones, perhaps even drawing her into Section 31's orbit? A storyline like that could elegantly bridge the tonal gap between Strange New Worlds and Section 31, while also providing Layan with a meaty arc of her own. Then there's the ever-present specter of canon. Strange New Worlds walks a tightrope between nostalgia and innovation, constrained by the timeline that leads inevitably to the original series. Any deviation, even a flirtation with the moral compromises Section 31 represents, must be handled with finesse. Still, the potential is enormous. Pike's foreknowledge of his fate already adds gravitas to every command he gives. Imagine that same fatalism intersecting with the ruthless logic of Section 31. It could make for unforgettable storytelling. The upcoming Section 31 film also raises the bar on representation. Michelle Yeoh's presence alone ensures cultural significance, global appeal, and layered performance. Strange New Worlds has done well with diversity, but season may 3rd be challenged to push boundaries even further to stay on par with the franchise's evolving identity. Expect more spotlight on its ensemble cast, deeper explorations of heritage, gender identity, and non-traditional leadership. Moreover, Strange New Worlds now serves as a kind of anchor for new and legacy fans alike. For many, it's the series that feels like Star Trek. That sentiment is powerful, but fragile. The pressure is on to not just maintain quality, but to deepen its mythos without alienating fans who prefer hopeful exploration over covert operations and ethical ambiguity. In some ways, the stakes for Strange New Worlds Season 3 have never been higher. It must affirm its identity while showing it can evolve. It must honor canon while